Hey everyone, this is Jazzy Lady. Just really wanted to have to do this. I have to give my thoughts on the whole, Terrence Bud Crawford and Errol the Truth Spence Jr. and the fight that we hopefully will see this year. Looking at an article by Jake Donovan for Boxing Scene, talking about a quick interview Errol gave between the fights last night on Showtime. Obviously, he was out there supporting Frank Martin, and who had a great victory last night, 10th round knockout of Jackson Martinez. So that's great. And of course, he was out supporting Frank Martin, promoting him. But of course, the question comes up about him fighting Crawford. And, he sounds really optimistic. He's saying, and I'm reading the article, it says, Errol says, I think it's going to happen. He, meaning Crawford, wants the fight. I want the fight. He says it's going down in negotiations. Right now it's definitely going to go down this year. I'm fine. I'm actually fine with that answer. The issue is I'm not sure why everyone else isn't, and here's why. Um, in the 55,000 YouTube videos that I've seen, freaking out about if the fight's going to happen or not. What I don't understand is the lack of patience. Um, if you were okay waiting for, multiple years for this fight to happen, I don't know what a few more months is to you. Okay. Because literally Spence just fought Ugas in October and had a great win. Okay. It's barely the second week of July. So we're barely 3 months from Spence's last fight. And because I guess because you feel like if anyone is really upset, I don't understand why the patience is eroding because, again, Errol has said, as a lot of Spence fans say, and I'm a fan of Spence too, but I'm also a fan of Crawford. So I'm trying to be as fair as I can down the middle. And that's really hard sometimes because this is what makes it hard. If you were okay with Errol Spence telling Terence Crawford to his face in the fall of 2018 that he had a plan that did not include him, and it's 2022 and now you're in a hurry, I can't listen to anything that you have to say. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, you've lost all credibility with me because you literally waited for 3.5 years and now you're in a hurry. The world doesn't stop because Spence is ready. Okay, the sun doesn't rise and set when Spence makes a demand. It doesn't work like that. Okay, I'm happy that now he feels that he's ready to fight Crawford. I'm happy that now he feels the time is right. But what I don't understand is because now that he feels the time is right, now people are rushing. So it appears as if they're rushing Crawford. No, if you waited 3.5 years, you can wait a few more damn months. You good, right? Because literally, see, this is what I hear people say. I hear some people say, I hear some Spence fans say, well, he had a plan. He had a plan to collect all his belts on this side of the street. Well, here's the problem. You may have plans, but guess what? Life has other plans. And then waiting for Spence's plan, here's what happened. He got in a very serious car accident, got thrown through a windshield. Oh, that's right. Life had other plans. Oh, that's right. There was a pandemic, a once in a century pandemic happened, and the whole world shut down. See, so when Errol Spence told Crawford about his personal plans, the world, the universe had bigger plans. Okay. So what happened is life happened to Spence. He was drinking. He got in a serious accident. He's fortunate he survived. So that sort of disrailed his plan. And then the pandemic happened. So that's the problem when you keep putting things off and you keep putting things off and you keep assuming that's how life is. You can't just assume you have all this time. You may think that you have 3 years to do something. You may only have 3 months. Nobody knows when their expiration date is coming. You feel me? So when he said that very kind of casually, like, well, we got time. See, you almost did have time. Your time almost ran out. See, in 2019 in that accident. And that's the problem. You didn't anticipate that happening. No one anticipated, most people probably did not anticipate the pandemic. Okay? That's the problem, assuming you have a lot of time. Because what if Spence hadn't recovered as well as he did, and he was seriously injured, and he was unable to fight at all as an athlete in any capacity? Do you understand what I'm saying? We're very fortunate. Spence is very blessed that he's able to not only walk, but fight as an athlete and still be a great athlete at that. I believe Spence is a great fighter. I think Spence is a really good fighter. I've always liked Errol Spence. But what I don't like is the casualness of throwing this off and assuming there's all this time, because as we see, he was almost permanently derailed. And then the world was partially derailed in 2020. So see what happens? You see what happens when you just assume you have time? You don't always have as much time as you think that you have. Okay? So to wrap this up, I just want to say this. We can wait a few more months. Now, me personally, I think the fight's going to happen this year. I think we'll probably have an announcement in the next few weeks anyway. So all this screaming and yibbering and jabbering is unnecessary. All this sign the contract. Oh, another thing, this thing about sign the contract, I don't know if any of you own a home or don't own homes, but when you sign a contract for a house, that's the last thing you sign before you get the keys. You don't sign the contract the first day you show interest in a house. That's the last thing you sign, because contracts have terms and conditions, and they have to be agreed to by both parties in full before the contract sign. You have to look and see if there's any amendments or changes that need to be made as warranted. And then when that's all done at the very end, then you get the keys to the house. You don't get the keys to the house in the beginning of showing interest in the house. You have to have a walkthrough. You may walk through the house 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 multiple times to see if there's things that need to be fixed, if there's repairs that need to be done. I think we need to add this in this contract. I think we need to have this stipulation. So the contract is the last thing to be signed, not the first thing. If everything is not agreed to, you can't sign a contract unless you agree to all the terms. You have to read and agree and accept. Just like when you're scrolling through something, you know how the box clicks up and says must agree to all the terms and conditions, and before you sign it, and if you don't sign that, they won't let you go further. That's what it is. Terence can't click the agree to or sign button because there's still things being worked out. And by the way, nobody knows the exact amount that Terence is being offered. They're not going to tell us on YouTube, someone making a YouTube video, the specifics of a contract that is not even agreed to. See, it's pending. You don't leak out information like that. Nobody knows what Terence is being offered. So to tell a grown man that you don't even personally know to sign a contract that you haven't even seen and know the conditions of is very childish. Okay, stop telling a grown man with 6 kids to sign a contract. Okay, you can't do that. You can't tell a grown man with no children to sign a contract. But the fact that people going sign the contract, sign what contract? You don't even know what the agreements are. You don't know anything. They're trying to work out the details for the contract to be signed. Remember, the contract is the last thing to be signed. You don't know if he's being offered 4 million, 9 million, 2 million, 3.5. You don't know. And also, you can't tell a man what he thinks he's worth. You can't say, well, I will. Well, no one's worried about what you would do. You're not considered number one on the pound for pound list like Terence Crawford is. So nobody is concerned about well, I would sign. Well, yeah, but that's why you're there and he's there. He's going to listen to you for advice. I don't think so. Okay, let's just be real. You're giving him advice on, well, I would sign it. Well, I'm sure you would, but he's the millionaire. You're not the millionaire. Okay. So I think he knows what he's doing. He's made it this far without your assistance. I think he'll be okay figuring it out. And by the way, Terence Crawford, as well as Errol Spence, clearly have, a legal team to assist them. They have advice and counsel. Okay. So they don't need you screaming on YouTube, making, a video every hour saying, sign the contract. Why doesn't he just sign the contract? Okay. Just wanted to get that out there. And like I said, patience is a virtue, you guys. It's coming. The fight's coming. And after all these videos made, the funny thing is, I personally feel, once again, the fight's going to be announced anyway in a few weeks. And then that's going to be the end of it. So all these videos would have been just basically for no reason. And then we can start to talk about what's really important, how styles make fights and how we think our particular guy that we are predicting is going to win. The meat and potatoes of everything. Okay. So I wanted to put my thoughts out on there. Everyone have a great day. Be back soon. Bye.